Welcome to the Legalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Sager, founder and CEO of Legalpreneur Inc. As a serial entrepreneur and someone that works exclusively with small business owners legally protecting their business, I'm dedicated to covering common legal issues faced by business owners, providing you with the business knowledge you need to catapult your business's growth and showing you just how some of the world's most elite entrepreneurs have handled these legal and business issues themselves. In true attorney fashion, the information in this episode is not legal advice. This is for informational purposes only, and you should always consult with your attorney before implementing any of the information in the show. Hi there. Happy Friday. I am doing today's episode on books. I have had a lot of questions lately because I've been more vulnerable and more openly talking about all the shit and all the healing that I've been going through. And I've had questions about books, or honestly, really, hey, what has helped you, or how can I get started, on my healing journey? And the number one thing that I can say, number one is, get a therapist. But if you are looking for more, or if you're not happy with your therapist, or you can't afford therapy, completely understand. But there's still options out there. And I think books are amazing, amazing options. And particularly the past couple weeks, I've been on a binge, an audible binge. And I have a few recommendations that I wanted to share with you guys because the books I've been reading lately are just incredible. And not that I've been reading them, but I've been listening to them. I love books. If you watch the actual videos of the podcast episodes, you can see a few books in my background, but I have another bookshelf upstairs, and my dream home is to have, how people have the big wall of bookshelves and it's just full? That is my mother flipping dream. So every time I go to the bookstore, anytime I go to a store and see books, I buy whatever looks good. Even if I don't plan on reading it, because I don't know why. When I was a kid, I always thought, and even now, I think it would be so cool if somebody comes to your house and y'all have a great conversation and you just gift them a book. You're like, hey, I love this conversation. I want you to have something. Or, hey, take this book from me, read it, and just give it back to me whenever you're done with it. I don't know why. That to me is love. Not really, but that just shows somebody that you really care. It's hey, I have this book and I want you to have it. You gift them that book. I don't know. It's something special to me. So I have always wanted this humongous bookshelf in my dream home, and I want it to be full. So anytime I get an opportunity, I buy books. Also, I move a lot. So anytime I move, I know all the movers are always mother flipper. She's got all these mother flipping books because the boxes are heavy, obviously. And it's funny because I will buy the paper copy and the Audible, because if I don't have time to sit and read, I can at least listen to the Audible version. And then sometimes I will go back and if I listen to the Audible, I'll go back and read the paper copy. I actually did that with Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I wasn't planning on that being one of my recommendations, but that's a great book as well. Actually, that was one of the first books that I read when I left my ex-husband. And that book, it really opens you up to the true scientific meaning of manifestation and the law of attraction. And he talks about how meditating can really reprogram the subconscious mind. So that's not I wasn't planning on that being one of my book recommendations right now, but I just thought about that because I've done both. I did the Audible and the paper copy of that book. And then The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That is truly opening your eyes to realizing the past doesn't exist, the future doesn't exist. We literally only have this moment right now. That book was incredible. So those are two recommendations that I was not planning on recommending to you. What I was planning on recommending is The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. And these books actually that I'm about to recommend to you I found these on TikTok. and people recommended them on TikTok. So I've seen these books really recommended multiple times on TikTok, and I was on this big binge and I was like, yes, I'm finally just going to download these and read them or listen to them. So The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. This book, incredible. What really helped me about this with this book is the fact that, again, the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. All we have is now. And what really triggers us, upsets us in life, it's not about what happens. It's about the expectation that we had versus the reality. So it's just like eliminate all expectations and just be the observer of your life. Like, that's it. You just observe everything that's happening. I think he's like, just be the gentle observer. And it's not about eliminating and completely getting rid of when you're disappointed. Like, it's okay to be disappointed, but a lot of times issues in life come up because we're so tied to expectations that we had, and we don't need to have those expectations. Honestly, we just need to observe what's going on in life and encounter it as it happens. So the other book is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. This is another one about overcoming yourself and your brain, like getting out of your own way. This book I'm almost finished with it. I have I think 30 minutes left. But this book really talks about, again, the issues that you are encountering. It's all about expectations. Eliminate those expectations. Again, the past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. All you have is this moment right here. And what she refers to it as psychic thinking, and that hit me hard. Psychic thinking is you have these thoughts because you think you know what's going to happen in the future. And so you create these expectations because you think you know what's going to happen, and then it doesn't. And that's when you get triggered, or that's when you feel disappointed. My main takeaway so far is get rid of those psychic thoughts, because and that, I think it's big for overthinkers, which I am. And you just need to stop having the psychic thinking and just realize we're here in this moment, and that's all we have. So that was the big theme of those books. This next one is not about our brains, not about overcoming ourselves. This one is called Dear Lover by Deida. And Dear Lover, oh my gosh, this one hit me. Oh man. This is for you if you're single, if you're in a relationship. Like, he literally applies everything. He says, if you're single, this. If you're in a relationship, then apply it like this. So this book is literally for you if you're single or in a relationship. And basically the summary is, are you ready to open to love's deepest bliss? And this is exactly what I want. Like, I am owning and so when I left my ex, I knew I want a deep loving relationship, a true loving relationship, which I don't think I've ever had. And so my whole healing journey started because I knew, okay, I'm not my highest self. And in order to attract the person that I want and the type of love that I want, the type of relationship that I want, I have to become my highest self. Well, somewhere in there, I kind of got lost. Not lost, but I wasn't owning up to the fact that I want love. Like that, I want love. And so now I'm owning it. So for me, it's like, okay, now I gotta fucking own this shit. So, summary. Every woman knows the fairy tale. Find the right man, give him what he wants and needs, and he'll love you forever. No. But when the myth you've been asked to believe fails to deliver, when you sense you've been settling for far less than you know in your heart is possible, how do you attract and keep a man capable of meeting what you most passionately yearn for? Like that right there, I'm like, oh my God, yes. Like, yes, that is exactly me. So in Dear Lover, Deida explores every aspect of the feminine practice of spiritual intimacy, from sexuality and lovemaking to family and career to emotions, trust, and commitment. Presented as a collection of letters from a man to his dear lover, here is this internationally acclaimed writer's invitation to practice love as a living art as you discover. So these are all the things that you will learn in the book. why your man is always your choice, and how to choose a man of deep integrity and spirit. Sexual essence and the 3 stages of loving, how to understand your fluctuating capacity to experience divine connection with another. Knowing when to end a relationship and how to deal with the him-shaped void your absent man leaves behind. And then daily exercises you and your partner can work on. And then ultimately what every woman wants is to give and receive love fully. 100% that's me. Whether you're partnered or alone, Dear Lover reveals that your love is the same love that yearns to open at everybody's heart. You will attract and inspire a man as willing and able to open as you are. Constant yearning is the call to open and give yourself to all as love's offering. Oh, you guys, that book, changed my life. All these books have changed my life. But one thing that really is sticking with me from Dear Lover is the fact that, so a lot of us remain hooked onto an ex or like a certain person. And that's where I am right now. I'm like, oh my God, why can't I get rid of this person in my mind? Like logically, I know this is not my person, but why can I not just get rid of them in my mind, like energetically? And the him-shaped void that he talks about, we have that, and it's on the person that provided us the most, like emotionally, who provided us the most. And I actually talked with my therapist yesterday. Actually, we had this conversation, and she helped me realize it's like he has provided you with the most in your life, like the most emotional validation, the most emotional intimacy. But he's not providing you everything you want, everything you desire, everything that you deserve. And because like the reason we stay hung up on like these people in particular, like it's typically one person, and typically it's the last person you are with. And it's because they provided you with the most so far, but they're not providing you everything. And once you, like for me, once that clicked and it's like, yeah, he's provided me with the most emotional validation and intimacy, but he is not providing me with everything. And once you accept the fact that you do deserve and you will eventually get everything if you allow it to come, then I think it gets easier to get unhooked. I'm not here to say like, oh, since yesterday I got unhooked, but we're getting there. Like it hit me. I was like, holy shit. Like that makes so much sense. Like I was listening to Dear Lover on, I think I started it Saturday evening, and then Sunday, like I was hooked. And so Sunday I literally went on like an hour and a half walk. And on Audible, I always listen to it at like 1.25 or 1.3, whatever it is. And so I like made it through almost all the book on Saturday and Sunday. Like that's how much I was hooked. I was like, yes, this is it for me. So if you are looking for a healing journey, if you're looking for help of any kind, whether it's overcoming your brain, like getting out of your own way, having a better relationship, calling in if you're single, these books, you guys, these books. All right, I'm out. I know this was not my typical episode, but I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Here at Legalpreneur, we're committed to providing a supportive legal community for all business owners. I know how scary the legal stuff can be. If you found this information helpful, I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow business owner. And quite frankly, it doesn't cost anything to rate, review, or subscribe to the show. Your support helps me reach more listeners, which allows me to support more business owners in their entrepreneurial journey. Have any questions or comments about the show? Feel free to drop me a line on Instagram. I promise I read all of the messages and comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone that would make a great guest, simply fill out our application form and a team member will reach out if we think it's a good fit. I'll see you in the next episode.